Evaluation question 7. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? When I first started my preliminary task, I hadn't used Photoshop before. This meant that I had to use the preliminary task as a way of learning how to use Photoshop, so it was more of an experiment so that I could test out Photoshop. This meant that the design for my magazine was quite poor. It did give me some ideas to which I decided to use in my main magazine. For example, adding some names above the masthead to show who you might feature in the magazine. I also had the main image cover up part of the magazine title. For the contents page, I didn't have an image in the preliminary task, so I just wrote the word image. This is so that I knew roughly where I thought would be appropriate to place an image. In the end, I ended up placing the image in the middle of the page, but I did keep the features on one side of the page. However, I used a different style to the one I used in the preliminary task because I added some extra detail about the feature underneath the title and had the page numbers bigger above the image so the audience could see easily what was on each page. The preliminary task allowed me to have some experience with different styles and fonts until I found some that I thought would be appropriate for my magazine. So I went online and found some font styles. I decided to use sans serif because I thought that would be the most appropriate for my magazine, because serif fonts are normally too formal for the genre of magazine that I planned on making. So on the internet I found some fonts and decided to download them as I thought they would look appropriate for my magazine. The preliminary task also allowed me to get used to the programs that I planned on using for my main magazine, such as Photoshop and InDesign that I hadn't used before.